Welcome to our California Real Estate Exam Prep video series. We'll give you 20 daily practice questions for the next 100 days with detailed answers to help you pass the exam and get your license. If you like our videos, please like and subscribe. Let's start now. 1. A seller sued a broker for failing to disclose a material fact to him. In defense, the broker proved that his listing contract with the seller was oral. Under these circumstances, A. The defense is a bar to the lawsuit because of the statute of frauds. B. The statute of frauds does not apply because the transaction was completed. C. The defense is not a bar to the lawsuit because it is not applicable to the issue of the case. D. The defense does bar the lawsuit unless the seller can show actual damages exceeding $100. Answer: C. Failure to disclose material facts cannot be justified on the basis that the listing was oral. Two. An agent has as much authority as A. Third parties dealing with him believe he has, even though he has restricted authority. B. The principal actually or ostensibly confers upon him. C. He chooses to accept, except when involved with persons who have actual or constructive notice of restrictions upon his authority. D. He chooses to accept or believes he possesses under a contract. Answer: B. The agent's authority is that which the principal confers upon him either in actuality, or which he knows the agent is claiming and does not deny. Three. Which of the following is not a fiduciary relationship? A. Listing broker to seller. B. Attorney-in-fact to principal. C. Attorney to client. D. Trustor to beneficiary. Answer: D. The other relationships are ones of trust and loyalty. 4. When rent is computed on the gross sales of a business occupying real property, the lease is correctly termed A. A net lease. B. A gross lease. C. A voidable lease. D. A percentage lease. Answer: D. In a percentage lease, the rent is tied to a percentage of the gross receipts of a business. 5. A prudent investor, to hedge against the erosion of capital caused by inflation, would logically place funds in A. Government bonds. B. Equity interests. C. Trust deeds and mortgages. D. Saving accounts. Answer: B. Due to the susceptibility of the loss of value of the dollar due to high inflation, it is wise for the investor to keep his money in an equity interest investment. 6. The measure of goods and services produced by the nation during any one calendar year is the definition of which of the following? A. National economic conditions. B. Gross national product. C. Cost of living index. D. Business cycle. Answer: B. This is a definition of gross national product as used by the federal government. 7. Which of the following is not essential to a valid deed? A. Parties which are competent to convey and capable of receiving the property. B. A granting clause. C. It must be in writing. D. It must be acknowledged. Answer: D. A deed is valid even though it is not acknowledged. However, it must be acknowledged to be recorded. 8. Assume that a man made out a grant deed naming his son as grantee for all of his real property. He gave the grant deed to a friend, with instructions to record it upon his death. Which of the following would probably defeat the deed? A. Recordation. B. Delivery. C. Acknowledgement. D. Consideration. Answer: B. A deed delivered after the death of the grantor would raise legal questions concerning a proper delivery. A dead man cannot deliver. 9. When an appraiser is considering the economic life and the physical life of a building, the economic life is usually A. Longer. B. Shorter. C. The same. D. None of the above. Answer: B. The economic life of a building is the period of time that it can be economically used. The building will usually stand, physical life, a little longer than it can be used, so the economic life is usually shorter. 10. A substantial difference in value between two properties that were built concurrently on adjoining lots of equally valuable land with construction and maintenance costs the same, would most likely be caused by A. Physical depreciation of one of the properties. B. Economic obsolescence in the neighborhood. C. Non-conforming uses opposite the properties. D. Functional obsolescence within one of the properties. Answer: D. Functional obsolescence within one of the properties would be the most likely cause for the difference in value of two houses built concurrently on adjoining lots of equally valuable land with construction and maintenance costs being the same. 11. The primary justification for zoning ordinances is to A. Maintain physical conformity of buildings in a zoned area. B. Prevent an oversupply of certain types of business enterprises within a zoned area. C. Promote the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare. D. Control the quality of building construction within a zoned area. Answer: C. Under police power, governmental agencies may regulate the use of real property in order to provide protection to the community in the areas stated in choice C. 12. If a seller wanted to relieve himself of the primary liability for payment of a trust deed and note, he must find a buyer who is willing to A. Assume the trust deed and note liability. B. Sign a release agreement. C. Take title subject to the trust deed and note. D. Execute a subordination agreement. Answer: A. Know the difference between assuming a loan and taking title subject to the loan. 13. A trust deed can have a provision that allows future loans on the property to have priority. This would be called A. An assignment clause. B. A release clause. C. A subordination clause. D. An acceleration clause. Answer: C. A subordination clause allows trust deeds or other liens, which are placed on the property at a later date, to take priority over the trust deed that has the subordination clause. (14) A partial release clause is commonly used with which of the following? A. A single lot encumbered by both first and second trust deed loans. B. A conditional installment sale contract. C. A blanket mortgage. D. A construction loan which provides for obligatory advances. Answer: C. A blanket mortgage is a loan secured by more than one parcel of real property. When part of the loan is paid off, it permits part of the property to be reconveyed or released. 15. Of the following costs and fees involved in purchasing real property, which is considered a finance charge under the Federal Truth in Lending Law and must be included on the disclosure statement? A. Document preparation fees. B. Notary and appraisal fees. C. Assumption fees. D. Fees for title insurance. Answer: C. Of the items listed, only assumption fees are considered a part of the finance charge. 16. Should a tight money policy be implemented by the Federal Reserve System, the Fed, the net effect would be the increasing of: A. Volume of sales of single-family homes. B. Use of second trust deed financing in real estate transactions. C. Supply of lendable funds for housing construction. D. None of the above. Answer: B. In the imposition of a tight money policy by the Federal Reserve System, a scarcity of money would develop. This scarcity would make funds available for home financing scarce, thereby necessitating a second trust deed to be carried by the seller or by any other lender. Likewise, the tight money policy would inhibit the sale of single-family dwellings and reduce the supply of funds for construction purposes. 17. A bearing wall in a home. A. May be constructed at any angle to a doorway. B. Is usually left intact during remodeling. C. Usually includes stronger members than other interior walls. D. All of the above. Answer: D. Bearing walls are those which support weight above them, therefore, they are usually built of stronger members and left intact during remodeling. Of course, they can be built at any angle to a doorway. 18. Which of the following factors contributes most to the maintenance of value in a well-planned residential community? A. Conformity to proper land use objectives. B. The prevention of major street construction through the community. C. Deed restrictions. D. Variances which allow highest and best use of every parcel of land. Answer: A. Conformity to proper land use objectives would tend to keep values high in a well-planned residential community. 19. When a valid grant deed is prepared, title passes when it is: A. Acknowledged. B. Delivered. C. Signed. D. Recorded. Answer: B. Voluntary delivery and acceptance of a valid deed makes it enforceable unless fraud can be proven. Recording presumes a voluntary delivery and acceptance before any document can be recorded. The makers must acknowledge their signatures, and this is usually done in the presence of a notary. 20. An easement could be created for what length of time? A. Perpetuity. B. The lifetime of a person. C. A term of years. D. Any of the above. Answer: D. An easement can be created for any length of time. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing to our channel so you don't miss out on our future videos. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.